Good morning. I thought after the countdown it would have switched directly to me, but it didn't do it. But happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, Sun's out. Looks like it's going to be a nice day here. So no complaints for this guy. Um, got some stuff to get to today. But let's check in and see who's joining us. Saw a few people already in the chat this morning. John is here. Good morning, John. John has a live stream this 11:30 Eastern, 8:30, 8:30? Yeah, 8:30 Pacific. So definitely go check him out. Mr. Robbie Joseph, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Cody's here. What is up, Cody? Mr. McGroovy Paul, good afternoon. Taylor Winder, sun's. I mean, the sun's out. I don't know if it's warm enough for that. But Roscoe's here. Good morning, Roscoe. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Saturday morning. Yeah, I was running around this morning a little late, but got everything set up. My brother's in town. My brother is visiting from New York. He came down about a month ago, so he got out of the cold and crappy weather in the Northeast and came to visit. So he's been with us for a couple of days. So it's been a busy week. And work has been busy for me. So I picked up my books on Wednesday. I haven't even had a chance to read them yet. So hopefully going to get to that this weekend. And then it's Valentine's Day today. So my wife's got a dinner planned. We went out to dinner the other night with my brother, took him out for dinner. So we're gonna lay low at home tonight for Valentine's Day. I think the in-laws are gonna come over too and get to see my brother, and we'll have dinner. So that's the big Valentine's Day day plans for us. But hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. I know the weather is starting to warm up a little bit for everybody. Rich is here. Good morning, Rich. Coach is here. Good morning, Coach. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Brad is here. Good morning, Brad. So yeah, and Monday's a holiday, right? President's Day. So 3-day weekend. I know I'll definitely take advantage of that. Be able to catch up on some of the reading and things like that. So we were supposed to do a giveaway today, and I dropped the ball. I forgot to pull some books in that. So we had a few entries on last week's stream. So I'll throw up the banner here. So leave a comment, not in the actually live comments, but at the end of the video in the comments on the video with the hashtag SMC, Saturday Morning Comics, hashtag SMC, and we'll do a giveaway next week. I promise. I think we only had, like I said, a few entries, so we'll give people another opportunity to get in on that. I haven't even, like I said, my fault. No excuses. I was supposed to pull books and I didn't do that. So if you want a chance to win some books, I don't know what it will be, but it'll be something good. Something good. We've got stickers. We've got new stickers, and I need to send these out. Again, it's on the to-do list. CBC awards and new channel stickers. We're going to get these out in the mail to all the channel members, and then anybody else who'd like a sticker, we'll get one out. And if you win the hashtag, we'll get some stickers in there as well. So, but talking of channel members, I want to shout out to channel members, everybody who supports the channel with a membership. I do appreciate that. That helps cover some the cost of, StreamYard, or now using Restream, and some of the things that we do. And then obviously the CBC awards too. Any leftover monies gets put into that. So big shout out to the channel members, Cat Fan, Comics Man. And I have links to all of these channels, and a couple of the channels I'm going to shout out today in the description of the video as well. So if you happen to be unfamiliar and want to go sub these guys up, you certainly can. Cat Fan, Comics Man, and just hopefully things are going well for him. He's got a little life situation thing going on with his home, and he's got to move, and so he's been YouTube is not a priority for him right now. So hope he is doing well. I've been checking in with him on Instagram every once in a while, and so far he seems to have things managed. He's got a plan, but he's had to move all of his stuff into storage and all that. So kind of a little bit of a crazy situation for Cat Fan, but I hope he's doing well. Terry, Deadman Comic Cover Show, Kingdom of Nerds, Bruce, Ralph's Retro Comics. Ralph always drops a video on Sunday, so check him out. Nam and the Comic Bookworm, he's going live pretty much every night. Dave, still only 35 cents. Philtastic Comics and Art. Matt Likes Comics. Mr. McGroovy, Paul, who's with us today. Anachronic Comics. I know Joe just dropped a video, I think late last night or early this morning, so I got to go check that out. Dave's Ideas and Creations. Dave's got a great channel, does a little bit of everything over there: comics, action figures, Legos. So just wanted to recognize the channel members and shout them out. So definitely go give those guys a follow. Let's check in. I saw a few other people joining us. Christina's here. Good morning, Christina. I know Christina's been doing some shout outs on Instagram to spread the love with some community members, and so I've been enjoying seeing some of those posts. So Christina, thanks for being here. Yeah, there we go. Spread the love, hashtag spread the love. But yeah, so definitely go check out Christina on IG. She's always got something going on IG, showing off highlighting some people in the community and spotlighting some great people. So and I'm going to do that today, right? We're gonna spotlight some people. We talked about our members, and I want to do some shout outs. And today's shout outs kind of have a little bit of a theme, in that these channels that I'm going to shout out are not really comic book channels. They do talk about comic books and do show some comic books from time to time, but they're really card. I would consider them, I found them via the card community, but they do a little bit of everything. And the first channel I wanted to shout out was Three Good Nerds. Justin, I think he's probably pretty familiar with a bunch of people in the community, but he's just got a great channel, and he does, like I said, I would consider him a card channel, but he does a little bit of everything. He's he does comic reviews as well. He has a pretty big comic collection, and one of his goals for this year, collecting goals, is to hunt down, and you see it in his right up here in the top right, he wants to hunt down a Hulk 181. So he's working on that, saving some money. And Justin he's got a great family channel. His son, his wife are involved. He does a bunch of stuff for the community, whether it's AOKs, does shout outs, and just a great channel. So if you're not familiar with Justin, definitely go check Justin out. One of my favorite, like I said, air quotes, non-comic book channels that I really like to watch, although he does talk comics. So that's the first shout out. And I have links, like I said, for the channels down below if you're not familiar. The next channel I want to shout out, and we'll keep the theme going, Zach's Collects. Again, Zach is he does a little bit of everything on his channel. I think, like I said, I probably found him via cards, but he talks about comics. He does all kinds of pack rips, Magic the Gathering, sports cards. He does TTMs. He does this Friday show where Friday and actually Saturday where he's been doing BS and a beer, where he'll kind of share some stories and crack open a beer. So he does Jank Pack Thursday, where he takes some old card packs and opens them up, and occasionally they have gum, and occasionally they're like 40 years old, and he eats the gum. So it's it's kind of like that little train wreck sometimes, when you're driving by something and you're staring. It's kind of you kind of get that feeling when he's eating 40-year-old gum. So so definitely check out Zach. Again, one of my, like I said, not a true comic book channel, but certainly part of the collecting community as a whole. And we've got two more, and like I said, links are down below, so definitely check these out. Next one up is Pop House with Animal. So this, and as the name would suggest, kind of pop, right? Pop figures, but does a lot of different things. Cards, other Thrill Joy, which is kind of new to me. I guess it's kind of a takeoff of a pop figure, but it's a different type of figure. But a great family channel. Always has the kids involved, his wife involved. They go out on hunts, out and about in the wild looking for different figures and stuff. So definitely want to check out Pop House with Animal. Just one of I don't know. I like to watch some variation, because sometimes, the comic book stuff can be a little bit repetitive, because, I'm talking comic books, I'm reading comic books, I'm in the comic shop at least once a week. So the comic stuff can be a little repetitive sometimes. I like to kind of switch it up a little bit and watch some other channels. So Pop House is another channel I would certainly recommend. Wanted to shout him out. And we got one more. Now, Drew, Clean Cheap Shots, big baseball fan, big, I would say, historian of baseball, more kind of, and it was funny, I had asked him last year, like, who he was rooting for in the World Series, and he really doesn't care for the modern game. He's more kind of the history of the game, and kind of 60s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Some of the older, players, and the game has certainly changed over the years. So, and Drew is a big comic book fan, and he shows off comics on his channel every once in a while. He's got a Spider-Man run, some sub 100 Spider-Man books and things like that. So, and he's just a fun channel. He shows off his videos. He's always out and about, like at cons or interacting with nature. He's got a drone. He shows some great drone footage in some of his videos and things like that. So definitely go check out Clean Cheap Shots. One of my favorite, all four really, kind of, like I said, non-traditional comic book channels that I enjoy watching. So definitely go check them out. And let me catch up with the chat since I've been rambling. Dave's here, Just Your Average Geeks. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, great. All four of those channels, just fun channels that I enjoy. Like I said, watching, kind of a little bit of a switch of pace from just traditional comic book type stuff, but all great collectors as well. So coffee, yeah, I'm sure, John, you've got yours. You're up early on a Saturday on the West Coast for sure. Oh, Christina, yeah, and that was, I saw a lot of people share. Obviously we lost a community member last weekend, Papa Wheelie. It was really just sad to hear that. I think we got word like on Thursday or Friday that he had gone to the hospital and he was not in good health. And then his brother Brian, happens to be named Brian, came on a couple of the live streams and shared some updates. And actually, I think he went on Papa Wheelie's channel and tried to share an update and had some technical difficulties, but then jumped on with, I think, Bleecker Street on Sunday and shared the news that Papa had Matthew had passed. So really sad to hear that. Papa was just kind of a staple in the community. I don't even know where I first discovered or came across him, but it was probably on a live stream somewhere, and he was, probably giving somebody some business and giving them a hard time in a good way. Just kind of he liked to joke around. I always enjoyed his interactions with Comic Journey because he would typically get under the skin of Comic Journey, so that was always fun to watch. But yeah, so Papa's going to be missed, and I know there's been a lot of posts on Instagram and people sharing photos of Papa, and some that I haven't seen before, where he was out. He was a big wrestling fan and a big pop figure fan, and I saw a bunch of pictures of him out like at cons or meeting some of the wrestlers and things like that. So that was really good to see, because some of those photos I hadn't seen before. And so yeah, big big condolences to the family. His brother, his mother, his dad. I think his dad is I think Brian, his brother, had mentioned that his dad has had some health issues as well. So hopefully, condolences to the family. Hopefully they're able to kind of get through this, and hopefully his father's health is on the mend as well. So yeah, I'm sure, like I said, I saw a bunch of people sharing out on Instagram. So but Christina posted the obituary. So yeah, please go over there and leave a comment of thoughts to the family as well. So yeah, so rest in peace, Papa. We'll certainly miss you. I know I will miss his. I don't know how to explain it. Just his. I guess his comedy, right? He knew how to kind of stir people up. Like I said, in a good way. So I will certainly miss that, seeing that on live stream. So yeah, definitely go over and wish the family some condolences. But yeah. So I think I heard it live on Bleeker's channel last Sunday that Pop had passed. So that was, just not. And I think Bleeker actually ended the church stream because I think everybody on the panel was, just in shock. I don't think we expected it, because I know, Papa's had some, obviously some health issues over the years, and he's always kind of battled back. And so that was tough to see that, he didn't make it this time. So, but yeah, Papa, you'll be missed. So like I said, please go over and wish share what you can and some good thoughts to the family. So, but yeah, so Christina, thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure like on the Outback, he used to hang out on the Outback too. I'm sure there'll be some discussion about Papa this evening as well. So, but yeah, so let's catch up with the chat. JSS Brooklyn is here. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, hope you're getting warm in the Northeast. It has been. I know my brother is heading back tomorrow. He's visiting with us and heading back. So hopefully he'll bring some of this warm weather here in the South. It's been like in this high 50s, low 60s. So hopefully he'll bring some of that north as he drives back. Let's see. Corbin, good morning. Not sure if I've seen you here before. Appreciate you being here. Mike is here, Casino Comics. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so shout outs we did. So definitely check the description if you're just joining us. I did some prior shout outs. All of the links to those shout outs are in the description. All of my channel members are linked there as well. So if you want to check out any of those, You can do that. And we've got a little giveaway in a comment at the end of the video, in the comment section, not in the live chat. Hashtag SMC for a chance to win. We're going to pull that hopefully next week or next show. So Tony's here. Good morning, Tony. Zard's here all the way from Australia. Good morning. Or not morning. I don't know what time it is in Australia. But hello and welcome. Good to see you. Let's see. Shout outs. We talked members. We talked shout outs. CBC Awards. I'm getting old. I have to make notes like this so I can keep track of the things that I want to talk about. So let's see. CBC Awards. We're starting to kind of get things going. Like I said, I showed earlier, we ordered some stickers. So we're officially back for 2026. And we're starting to kind of get things going. So if there's any feedback, we're still months away before nominations open. So I'm working on some of the categories, just making sure the categories are where they need to be for this year. One of the big things I want to try to do is to streamline the nomination form that you fill out. I don't want to have to make it. I want to try to make it as easy as possible so that hopefully we get more engagement on the nominations. So one of the ideas I've been kicking around is just making that form a little bit smaller so that you don't have to nominate every category and have to know sub numbers and things like that. I want to kind of streamline that. So if anybody has any ideas around that or just category suggestions, things like that, please let me know. We're going to be putting the committee together as well. And I want to really keep the committee small this year. Last couple of years, we've had like 11 or 12 people on the committee. I want to try to get back to a smaller group, but definitely want to have the community's, input and feedback. So I've already been talking to some community members on their thoughts. I did collect some feedback last year, have some notes. So if you are, like I said, any ideas, suggestions, please reach out. We are looking for, like I said, a small committee member, small group of committee members, probably myself and probably, I'm going to keep it to 3 other people this year. So if you're interested in being on the committee, committee member, this year, let me know. Please reach out. So we're kind of working on stuff in the background, and we'll have more information as we nominations will not open until probably June or July. So as we get closer to that, we'll start to put out some information on the CBC Awards channel. So I'm gonna do a video soon, just kind of outline what people can expect, and then ask as well for any feedback or suggestions. So Zars is in Toronto. All right. What's going on in Toronto? Is there a con or something going on? All right, 2 a.m. All right, 2 a.m. in Australia. Terry, good morning or good afternoon to you, sir. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, that's it. Kind of early stages of the 2026 CBC Awards, but we are we're chugging along. We're moving along. So Marvel Team Up. Let's talk Marvel Team Up. So I just put out a video on Thursday. I have officially completed the run of Marvel Team Up. The main run is 150 issues and 7 annuals. And the good thing about that in the Bronze Age there in the 80s, it was 70s and 80s, there really weren't any variant covers, so it's really just the A cover. So just completed that run, put up the video on Thursday and showed off all the issues, 150 issues, the 7 annuals. I do have some copies, Pence copies, that Dave, still only 35 cent, had sent me. So they are in there. So you kind of get a mix. I'm probably going to get the US version of those Pence copies and keep both the Pence and the the US. But we have a complete run, 150 issues, like I said, 7 annuals, and we show them all off in the video. So if you want to go check that out, some great Spider-Man covers, just some great cover art and some different characters. So yeah, so I was excited to have that run complete, and now I'm working on some of the other Volume 1 Spider-Man stuff. I'm close on Web of Spider-Man. I think I only have about 4 issues, and Spider-Man Volume 1 Spider-Man that was the Todd McFarlane series. I'm close on that. I think I'm maybe 6 issues away from completing that run. So I think 2026 is going to be a good year is finishing up some of these runs, and then once I kind of get those done, I can really focus on the 2 bigger runs, Amazing Spider-Man and then Spectacular Spider-Man. So yeah, so that's kind of what I got going on from a back issue collecting. Obviously, still picking up new books every week, and I have a bunch. We're going to show some of the books I picked up this week in a minute. So yeah, excited to have that done. I know a bunch of people commented, and Manny, Metarog. I'm drawing a blank on somebody else. There was somebody else I think that all have that run complete, which is fun to see. I know Eddie from the Batcave was working on that run. I think he was close. I'm drawing a blank on who else. So, what happens when you finish your life dream is you have nothing else to do. I think with collecting, I think there's always some other way you can rabbit hole you can go down. So, but even with Marvel Team Up, so there are certainly some issues in there that maybe the book is kind of low grade, so I can certainly upgrade those. So you can certainly nitpick. You can find things to nitpick and put some more on the to-do list for sure. So my goal is really just finish the run in any condition type books. If I can pick them up inexpensively, that's really the goal for me right now. And then, if I get all of those things done, then I'll go back and maybe upgrade some of the individual issues that aren't in great shape. So we'll see. So yeah, it's nice. Definitely, everybody's like, oh, I'm sure it feels good. It does. It does. Anytime you complete a goal or check something off, right? It's certainly a good feeling. All right, Mr. McGroovy, Paul, have a great afternoon, great day. Yeah. So, yep. And especially with, some Amazing Spider-Man, right, is pricey. So when I zero in on ASM, because there's so many keys in the ASM run, that it's going to take me a while to complete that run, right? Because I'm going to have to save some money to be able to find these issues or to find the issues in a good price range. One of the things I'm considering, I haven't mentioned this to anyone yet. One of the things I'm considering for Heroes Con this year is maybe targeting ASM 1. AF15, I would love to have an AF15 at some point, but I think ASM 1 would be more achievable, low grade, probably somewhere in the 2 to 4 range. It's can run from a $6,000 book to about a $10,000 book in that run. So in that range of grades 2 to 4. So at least right now, that's kind of what the fair market value is. So I think that might be my target for Heroes Con. My big book this year will be ASM 1, but we'll see. Obviously need to save that money. So we'll see. It's kind of something I've been kicking around. But the other side of me says, well, if I spend that kind of money on a book, I could get a lot of other books, less expensive books, for that kind of money. So I haven't fully decided yet. So, oh, nice, awesome, good stuff. Yeah, I think, and two, I think the market, the comic book market, as far as kind of I've leveled off from a price perspective wise, they're definitely, I think it's a buyer's market. So there are some deals to be had. So yeah, so I might try to, like I said, thinking about maybe trying to snag one of those big books, and like I said, ASM1 would be kind of my target right now. Yeah, right. That's it, right? Because with that kind of money, I could fill in a nice chunk of the ASM run, but it would also be nice to have an ASM1 you know, in the run. So, and had that kind of checked off. So I think, because I'm hopefully going to have those other Team Up is done, Web of Spider-Man and Spider-Man done by then. I think then it's time to hunt the big book. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but let me show you off some of the stuff. Fanboy is here. Good morning, Fanboy. Hope you're doing well. What's you guys? When is the Saturday morning show coming back? The couple show, or even the cover battle? We have that coming up anytime soon, Fanboy. Let us know. Let us know. We miss it. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably a good way to look at it. Yeah, get the bigger books done first, right? Not a bad way to think of it. Let's add a second camera here. So this was a piece that Izzy did for me, Izzyverse NYC. Blank cover, and he's got Doc Ock looking at me. So let me see if I can. Let's do it that way. Oh, and I got Roscoe's book here too. I wanted to show you. So Izzyverse cover. So this was part of Comics Curing Cancer. I think 2 years ago, I had bid on one of Izzy's shows, bid on a cover or a card, and then it kind of got lost in the shuffle. And I reminded Izzy, I'm like, hey, did you ever get around to doing that card for me? And he, since it was kind of just a mix-up, he went ahead, and it was supposed to be just kind of like an index, a card, baseball card size like this. He went ahead and did a full cover for me. And, I asked for a Doc Ock cover. So he did this great Doc Ock, and then he's got the Spider Brian LCS in the reflection there. So really cool cover. Glad to have that. Let me see. Yeah, right. And that's the thing. Like some of those big books never, they kind of always kind of hold their value, and especially Amazing Spider-Man. Any of the keys tend to really. I don't see a lot of fluctuation in their prices, and they tend to just kind of creep up price-wise over time. So yeah, I think the sooner I can get one of those big books, probably the better, because it will just cost me more. So work schedule change when you schedule later in the day or a different day. Okay. Didn't realize that. All right, that makes sense. Gotta make that money, right? I believe, right. What is this? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on what I do. I'm pretty sure I have the original cover. I'm just trying to think of the actual issue that is. I'm pretty sure it's sub 100, but I'm drawing a blank. But yes, I believe I have that in the. Let me take a quick look. Let me bring up this CLZ app, because now you got me thinking about it, because it's one of my favorite covers, that Doc Ock cover. ASM 39 with Goblin, John Romita cover is one of my other favorites. But let me take a quick look. I'm pretty sure. Yes. So that's I thought it was in the 50s. So ASM, well, let's do this. ASM 55, it's in, so that's the, let's do a side by side there. Yeah. So Izzy did a great job. Pretty cool. Good to have that. Good to have the original and now the sketch. And now I've got this original Inspector Gadget from Roscoe. Geek Out for Roscoe, who stopped in a little bit earlier. Mike, have a great day at the casino. Hopefully, the general public treats you well. Can't be fun in a casino. That's got to be that's dealing with the public and money and gambling cannot be fun. So good luck, Mike. Let's do this so we can show off the artwork a little bit better. Yeah. So I picked this up from Roscoe, Inspector Gadget. So Inspector Gadget was, for me, was probably, and I don't even, let me look at that real quick. Inspector Gadget was probably the last kind of cartoon that I kind of used to watch. So I'm trying to think of the years that it came out. Okay, so premiered 1983 and ran for two seasons, concluding on February 1st, 1986. So 1983, I'm 13. 86, I'm 16. So this was kind of the last cartoon show that I would really kind of watched. So this, when I saw Roscoe throw this up, I was like, oh, I got to get that. And so he did this awesome sketch cover, and he sent me the first included, which I believe is the first appearance of Inspector Gadget in comics. So it was a free comic book day. And I don't even know when that is from. But Inspector Gadget kind of has, like I said, has that special place for me because it was kind of like my last cartoon that I remember coming home from school and watching it after school. That was kind of like the last before I got busy with jobs and that kind of stuff. And Roscoe threw in a bunch of some other Spider-Man comics, and he threw in this great Goblin little card. So it's a guess he did this during I don't know if it was during, because it says 2026, so something he did recently, but a nice little Goblin. Manny, just for you. Throwing a pumpkin bomb there. So Christina dropping the links for the artist. Yeah, so these, and I got the both covers in the mail within a couple days of each other. So it was really nice to get these, kind of back to back, some original art from the community. So just some great stuff. So kind of see them side by side. Yeah, and I know Izzy does commissions. Roscoe has a bunch of his original artwork up for sale as well. He's been posting on Instagram. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to those guys. But yeah, glad to have those in the collection, in the PC. And now we've got some of the books that I picked up but have not read. So we'll take a look at those. But let me catch up on the chat. Christina keeping us honest with the links. Appreciate that. So is that true? Oh, there's Roscoe. He's still hanging out with us. Cool. Yeah, Roscoe, thanks so much. Really cool to get. And then, like I said, all the extras that Roscoe threw in. He threw in a couple Spider-Man books for me, a couple variant covers that I don't have. So always nice to add those into the PC. Inspector G. Yeah, right. And there was what, and then later on there was a Matthew. Was it Matthew Broderick who did the Inspector Gadget movie as well? Right. All right. Taylor's just throwing out some non-factual facts, right? um, but yeah. So books I picked up this past week, which like I said, I have not read. Just been one of those busy weeks. Work has been busy for me since the beginning of the year, which I'm not complaining. I like to be busy, but sometimes it cuts into some of the other things you want to get done, right? So, and then my brother, like I said, my brother's in town visiting, so we've been hanging out with him, when I get home from work. So Geiger 21, have not read this. We got Geiger and the Northerner, or the Glowing Man and the Northerner. I definitely want to get reading to that. I don't know if anybody's read it. Hopefully it's a good issue. We've got The Amazing Spider-Man Torn. This is just this wraps up there's this little mini series that was done. It's been good. Little side story. So that's been fun. Space Ghost. This has been one of my favorite. This is volume 2. So they did a 12-issue volume 1 run, and then they rebooted, called it volume 2. This has been so fun. The artwork is amazing. The covers have been really great. Just a fun. And I know they're doing a bunch of the other shows, right? Thundar the Barbarian. They've been doing the Herculoids. There's been a bunch, but this has been just a fun book. Really great interior artwork. Good story. Dynamut, right? Wasn't Dynamut? They did Blue Falcon and Dynamut too. I've been picking that up. So this was one I missed from a couple weeks ago. It was kind of a one shot for Bug Wars. And I think I saw Casino Comics mentioned it. I was like, oh, damn, I missed that. I really enjoyed the first run of Bug Wars. And so picked this up. My shop still had copies, so I was able to pick that up. So interested to read that. And this is, let's see how many pages. This is it's a pretty thick book. But yeah, so we'll get to reading that. The Rocket Fellas. This is issue 12. This has been a good series. I've enjoyed this too. I pretty much all of the Ghost Machine stuff is pretty good. I think the only one I'm not reading is Halo and Hornsby. I just it didn't sound so appealing to me, and then I think I missed issue 1, and so I just never picked it up. But this has been good. The only thing I would say about the Ghost Machine titles has been the storytelling feels a little slow to me. Like it, and I know they're trying to build this universe and kind of put everything. There's going to kind of be things are kind of crossing or coming together. But I do feel like the storytelling has been a little slow. That's my only artwork has been great. Covers have been great. The story itself has been pretty good. Sometimes it feels like not a lot of things are happening within the story. So that's really my only gripe. And then another mini series, Spider-Man Noir number 5, and we just got the trailer for the new Prime series this past week. And so this is just a mini series, 5-issue little mini series, which has been good. But I saw the trailer, the Prime trailer for this. This looks really good, and they're doing. You can watch it either in black and white or in like a colorized version of it. So they're going to have kind of two different ways for the viewer to watch it, which I thought was pretty cool. But there was a pretty good sequence of Spider-Man swinging that looked really good, and I saw some of the villains that they're going to be adding in the series. So it looks good. I'm excited. I think is it May? I think it comes out in May. So interested to check that out. So, but yeah, those were the books. Those were the books I picked up this week. Again, I need to read them. I try to read, like when I buy books on Wednesday, I try to read them like right away. I try to sit down that evening and try to read. And typically, I think what I've got. Oh, other than the Bug Wars, which was a miss, I've got what 3, 4, 5, 6 books to read. So I can knock those out pretty quickly. The 6 books, but just like I said, didn't have the time. But let's do this. Let's highlight. We'll keep the artwork going. Wow. Let's see the camera. Let's see. I want to highlight those, the great community artists. So, oh, there you go. JSS dropping the trailer information, and I just read that they are doing a new Spider-Man book, and I don't know. I didn't see if it was ongoing or not. So they're doing Spider-Man, the Brand New Day. So I don't know if it's going to be a. Let me see. Yeah, Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that is coming out in May as well. So I don't know. I have to look into it a little bit more to see if it is actually going to be an ongoing or just kind of a mini series. But it looks like they're bringing back a new Spidey series. So I'm sure I'll pick it up. So yeah, I think that is. Let's check our notes. All right, we're done. We covered everything. We're good. I'll see you next week. No, just kidding. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I got. What do you? What's everybody got going on in the chat here? What do we need to cover? What did I miss that we need to talk about? I'll take a drink. I'm waiting. But yeah, trying to think if there's really any other news that I wanted to kind of talk about, or no, things like I said, busy at work, life is good. Got to see my brother's in town visiting, so that's always good. My older brother, good to see him. He retired 2 years ago, so he's the man of free time now, so he can do what he pleases. So he was like, I'm getting out of the Northeast when it's cold, and I'm gonna go south. And then he came south, and he brought the cold weather with him. But hopefully, now that he's going to be heading back home, he can bring some of the warm weather back north with him. So, Dan, good morning. Hope you're doing well. And that's the other thing I want to mention, because Dan kind of reminds me of it, seeing him, because Dan is always doing some great content. He does his live stream, and I have not had a lot of time to watch a lot of content. So if you haven't seen me in your comments watching one of your videos recently, I apologize. It just work has really been keeping me busy. Like I said, a good busy, not complaining. But I just, a lot of times I'll have YouTube kind of running in the background when I'm doing work at my day job and the computer. I do a lot. I'm a project manager, IT project manager. I do a lot of, meetings, computer work, getting documents together, herding cats with people, resources, making sure they're getting the stuff they need to get done. So a lot of times I have time to kind of just listen to a lot of YouTube stuff in the background. But there's been a bunch of new projects that I've taken over this year. And so I've been super busy with meetings where I'm running a meeting, I'm on a call. So I can't really juggle the two things because I need to be present at the meeting. So I can't have YouTube running in the background. Damn day job. So if I just I feel it's going to sound like I'm pulling a Spider-Man here, but I feel like running the comic book community awards, there's a sense of, I should be out and about in people's videos, live chats, live streams, kind of representing to see what people are doing and what's going on in the community because I run the CBC Awards. I don't know if that's just my craziness, but I feel like, there's a little bit of responsibility there running the CBC Awards that I know what's going on in the community, and I try to get around and like I said, show some support for as many channels as possible. So that's my own craziness. But so I feel bad that I haven't been able to do that because I've been busy with other things, other, priority life, got to make the money, pay the bills type things. So, yeah, I hope you guys understand that if I haven't popped in on your channel recently. So, yeah, Dork, I picked up, thinking of comics. I picked that up last week. It's in the pile over there. And luckily I just, I was like, it kind of reminded me of Twig. So I picked it up, and now it's just crazy how the secondary market is going nuts. Yeah, finished up. I'm close on Web of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Volume 1, the Todd McFarlane series. 5 or 6 issues in each of those. So I'm getting there, Manny. I'm getting there. Drew's here. Clean cheap shots. We shouted you out earlier. But yeah, so definitely go check out Drew and his channel. Just a great channel, as I mentioned earlier. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on. I know, and Drew, I saw your email. I haven't had a chance to read it. I saw it come in, so I'm definitely gonna reply to your email when I get a chance after we finish up the live stream. So. Yeah, I think right. I think I talked to my LCS owner about Dork. Dork. Where is it? Where is it? I have it right here. Let me grab it. So I talked to my LCS about it because he was like, oh, he basically sold out on last Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays ago. And when I brought it up, he's like, a lot of people are buying that. And I said, yeah, kind of, I don't know. I said, the art looks good. And it kind of gives me Twig vibes. So I definitely want to check it out. And we're like, And then when I saw him again this past Wednesday, I said, hey, have you seen what's happening with that book? And he's like, yeah, it's crazy. He couldn't believe it. He wished he had ordered more copies. I think he only ordered maybe 20 or 25 copies of the book. My LCS is a pretty like heavy A cover orderer. Like he gets variants in, but he always buys a ton more A covers than anything else. So, but yeah, it was definitely a fun story. Like I said, the biggest thing the closest thing I can think of is Twig. It's kind of that kind of storyline. So, no worries, Drew. Tony's here. Good morning, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Oh yeah, JSS dropping the links on. Yeah, so it sold out pretty much everywhere, right? And then now it's going crazy on the secondary market. I saw, probably like the last time I checked, I took a peek on eBay to see what it was going for, and it was like $75. And I think it even could be more. I know I updated when I was putting my books in CLZ app and I did a price update because I always do. You can pull down like a price update to see what the fair market value is in books. And that was one of the books that updated and showed that it was rising in price. So it's kind of crazy. kind of out of nowhere that this book is going nuts. So yeah, Brett Bean, right? And that's, so, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, some of the interiors, just yeah, it was a fun read. Fun read. Some interesting little characters that they introduced. So I enjoyed it. And hey, it has a map. And who doesn't like a comic book that gives you a map of the world, right? Of the land that the comic is set in. Bug Wars was another book that did that. Kind of had a map in the back cover of the of the land. So wow, 9/8, 150 plus. Wow, that's crazy. Ah, okay. There's a good one. Yeah, Twig meets Barbaric. That's a good comparison. So, Mr. Durs. Wow, really? 200. Ah, man, maybe I need to jump on Whatnot and sell this book. I was considering. I think I mentioned it last week. I have the Absolute Batman run, and it's just crazy what the cost is for what that is going on the secondary market. I'm almost tempted to sell my Absolute Batman run and just pick up the trade. And now I'm thinking maybe I need to do this with this book here. Go buy some more of those Spider-Man keys. Oh yeah, it's crazy some of the secondary stuff that's going on with some of these books. Absolute, Batman and now this book. This has been kind of crazy. Justin's here. Good morning, everybody. See, now everybody we shout out is showing up. Now we just need Zach to show up. We shouted you out earlier, Justin. So good to see you. Crazy, crazy, crazy. These books. Yeah, I mean, I paid. So what was this book? $3.99 cover, and because I have a pull list with my LCS, any books I buy, he takes $1 off. So this was, I paid $2.99 for this book. So, yeah, be able to flip it for 100. But and that's the thing. I wonder if this book and even Absolute Batman, will it hold its value over time? I don't know. I think of some of the modern books, and we really haven't seen, and I could be wrong. This is just what I know. And there really hasn't been a lot of modern books that have really continued to hold their value. I think maybe Ultimate Fallout 4, right? The first appearance of Miles, maybe the first appearance of Gwen, Ghost Spider, Spider Gwen, whatever we're calling her these days, right? I think that's probably a modern book that is really continues to hold its value. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'm sold on some of these other books if they will continue to hold their value. I don't know. So is it just kind of a spike for now and then they'll level off? So if you are looking to sell, you got to sell them sell them at the peak, right? So yeah, it really is. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's yeah, you think so? I mean, DC certainly has a hit on its hand, and I was talking to my LCS owner about that as well, and he said that the Absolute Batman is the only absolute title that he has had to continually increase his order week after week because he keeps selling out. He said Superman and Wonder Woman kind of steady. They're whatever how many he's ordered has been pretty consistently selling, but not increased. But Absolute Batman has every month he has to continue to order more. Stray Dogs. Now, is Stray Dogs still does it still hold its value? Because I know that kind of peaked too. So I'm wondering about that. Fly and die. Let's see, JSS saying. Oh, Invincible One. Yeah, that's a good modern book, right? That has really held its value. Rod is here. Good morning, Rod. Appreciate you being here. Rod's got a new show midweek. Let us know, Rod. Is it Wednesdays? I forget what day it is, but he's been hanging out midday, hanging out with Madam. Comics I've read in years. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there definitely seems like they're, like I said, I know my shop owner has told me that he's definitely seeing the absolute series in general, just all of the absolute titles have brought more people into the store looking for those titles. And between the trades as well, he said he sold a lot of trades. So it's definitely a good thing when you have a title like that that's hot and that people are coming in for. So, yep. All right. Wednesday with Rod is live Wednesday afternoons. Okay. All right. So yeah, a lot of Beneath the Trees is another one. Yeah, that's true. That's another one that's that has seen a bump in value, right? But I guess the thing that like Absolute Batman, Beneath the Trees, Stray Dogs, even Invincible, they all are great stories, well written, good stories, right? Scott Snyder certainly has a track record with Batman, and now Absolute Batman. So Year Zero, Volume 1 is selling for. Yeah, some of them. That's the thing with some. I mean, I think there's been more modern books that have spiked and then dropped. But then you even look at like Ultimate Spider-Man, right? That issue number 1 has continued to hold its value, and that's about what 2 years old. 2 years old. So we'll see. It's something that I have in my PC, but it's not something I'll probably ever sell. So, but yeah, okay, we're gonna. Well, see, I didn't put spec talk on my list of things to talk about, and look where we went. So, but yeah, appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me today. We've got a giveaway, so let's go back to that. I missed it. I thought we've got a giveaway, so leave a comment after the end of the video. Hashtag SMC for Saturday Morning Comics. If you want a chance to win, I got to pull some books. I'm not even sure what we're doing for a giveaway, but we'll do something good. So definitely do that. And head over to John's Comics with Friends at 11:30 in about 27 minutes. He'll be live over on his channel hanging out. And yeah, a bunch of stuff today, right? I think you got Only Slabs, you've got Outback, Spidey's Outback, a bunch of stuff going on in the community. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go hit the to-do list this afternoon. So, but appreciate everybody being here, hanging out with us. Good to see some new and some old friends joining us. And yeah, check out the shout out channels and the members. All the links are in the description of the video. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you next Saturday. Have a great weekend, everybody.